Unity creates a feeling of wholeness by using the same colors, graphics, and fonts in your designs and images. So you can use Unity to create organization and a pleasing aesthetic to the viewer. And you can also make things not unified and create chaos or disruption or draw attention to things in the scene. But using Unity is a very good idea, especially when dealing with things such as branding, because in your brand you want a unified look. You don't want to give the viewer mixed impressions about your identity or your business. So you use the same logos across all platforms, use the same colors in your brand across all the images and social media graphics that you create. So when choosing something such as a brand identity, make sure that you try to pick out a couple key colors and maybe one or two key fonts that you will use to keep that same aesthetic throughout your brand and keep that unified look. So here we can see we have Unity in a couple different ways. And you have the circles, which circles are creating unity because you can identify that these are all grouped together based on their shapes. We have the text is all the same, so we have another level of unity. And we have the colors that are chosen, which is also creating unity. So if these percentage circles were on a website but they were spaced out, it would still create a unified look because you can group them together based on their appearance, their shape, their typography, their colors, and so on. So Unity is being used here to help create a pleasing aesthetic look. In this image, you can see that Unity is being used by the corks. Now it's also a rounded shape, but they're all miscolored. Yet they all go together. They have the same kind of texture, and they're the same object, the same relative size, scale, and proportion to each other. So it creates a sense of unity. And the way that they are arranged and balanced in this image, it helps create a little bit of organization and calmness and peacefulness because of the unified nature of these alike objects in the scene. So let's take a look at some examples. And this is a pretty basic one, but basically you have unified text with the color and the font type. And as you can see, it's using the same thing all the way down the page. They didn't use a second type of font. It's creating one unified look with the message they want to get out. There's also a bit of unity going on in the background with the windows and image of this building. They all kind of look the same, and it creates a pretty basic, pleasing image to look at without too much chaos going on. In this image, you kind of get different properties of unity here, which is really nice. This image works out really well with the way that they've grouped everything together and had a cohesive, unified look. So for instance, you have the chocolates, and they all have the same kind of color, so they're all kind of brought together. Same general texture, you know they're chocolate, and the wrappers that they're in, they also have the same kind of texture, look, and feel. The gold color of that wrapping for those chocolates is the same color that is used in the text. So you've now unified the typography with the wrappings of the image. You even have shapes that are creating unity. So the shape here that is blocking out this text and creating some white space has the same kind of shapes that you see in some of these chocolate images. So you've created a little bit of unity with even this, like as if it's a little chocolate package also. So this image is doing a great job of creating unity, harmony, balance, and all kinds of other things within this image. And it is very strong and really helps drive what the message they're going for into your brain. And here we see the same thing. Another beautiful image that is using unity to draw everything together. So you only have a couple basic colors, and they're using across the whole image. So the red that's in the cherry is the same red that's in the border, that's the same red that is in the typography. We've unified the colors. We've created a consistent brand look based on the colors that we're trying to portray. Now, you might have this cupcake sale, and if you were to go to the restaurant and maybe their colors were bright green everywhere, it might throw that branding image off a little bit. It might make you feel a little uncomfortable because you remember seeing this image, but when you get to this bakery, it's a completely different look and feel than what you're thinking. It's not this nice, fluffy cupcake reds and pinks and whites kind of place. It's maybe a vibrant greens and yellows and oranges kind of place, and it might bring you some discomfort. However, if you walked inside of that bakery and all of their logo and branding and packaging had the same pinks and reds, you're creating a unified image, look, and feel. And you want to use this in your graphics and images as much as possible. If you have a brand or business, or you're just starting out and you're trying to get your image across so that people recognize you, don't throw the mixed messages by having things that are not unified. Create that cohesive brand and consistency so people know what to depend on when they are trying to find you.